Okay, we wanted to share with you our thinking this morning and how we handled this open. Market's been so strong lately. This big gap down. I told everybody just don't. The obvious thing seems to seems to be let's short the market right at the open. And if you think back to the days when you first started trading, whenever you did the obvious thing, it rarely worked. You usually ended up with that dumb deer in the headlight look on your face. So I said, well, let's just sit on our hands and look for some low risk setups. Let this thing play out a little bit. This is the Spiders S&P, basically 5-minute candles. This is yesterday's trading, and then these are the opening 3 5-minute candles from today over here. Get my drawing tool up here. Yeah, so this was yesterday's close right here. Here was the opening 3 candles. And look at that volume. Big sell-off early. So what I did was, let's get that off there. What I did was just scan. Let me go out and show you what happened today now. Look at that. This is all of today's trading. This is yesterday's trading. Look at that bounce. What I did was scan early for stocks that were acting the same way in a big sell-off and use our low-risk entry setups. Just look at today now. And I'm going to share the first 3 calls of the today with you and why we called what we called. Foster Wheeler, gap down and then a big sell-off right at the open. We were looking for the first break of a previous 5-minute candles high. This met our waterfall parameters that we teach in our chat room. So here was the trigger 30. Get my drawing tool back up. 3068. Right here on this candle as it broke this candle's high. 3068. Worst case stop below the previous candle at 3051. So only 17 cents risk. But as you can see, 5 minutes after the entry, this thing's all the way up at 3089, and you don't even have to think about, oh man, can I lose money on this, right? At that point, you sell some, and we go to a break-even stop, especially considering it was an early trade. And then you can keep the rest and just decide where to sell it. But the worst case would have been break-even if it came back down. So from 3068, this thing went all the way to 3193 on, what did we say, 17 cents risk? Just a great risk-reward there. We had a couple others. Pretty much the same scenario. Continental Airlines, we called the same thing. Straight down off the bat. Here was the trigger right as it broke this candle. Worst case stop right here. The entry was 2015 and it went all the way to 22.23. Over $2 a share gain potential on, let me do the math here. Get my drawing tool off. Well, on looks like 26 cents risk, and again, 5 to 10 minutes later, you can always go to already go to a break-even stop and just decide where to sell the rest. And one other, that was literally the first 2 calls of the day in the chat room, and the third was Western Digital. That didn't work. Let's try that again. The third was Western Digital, same setup, straight down sell-off. Trigger was 39.16 right here as it broke this 5-minute candles high. Worst case stop 38.95. 21 cent risk there, and from 39.16 right here, this thing ultimately went all the way to 40.87 for over a $1.70 gain. Again on 21 cent risk. So pretty proud of the fact that we played this well. You never go wrong if the market's in any kind of a panic, or if it's on the inverse of that, if it's downright giddy at the open. Either way, you can never go wrong by sitting on your hands and then waiting for the low-risk opportunities. And we just nailed these today. Very good day in trading, and only called about 3 other stocks the rest of the day, and all of them worked out as well, but none of them as good as these 3. So we're just going to leave it at that. Nice to see these waterfall plays working, but again, I can't emphasize enough, sit on your hands at the open, really on any given day. It doesn't even have to be during a gap down and panic like today, but on any given day, you're always better off, in my opinion, if you're day trading, to sit on your hands for a good 15 minutes and wait for the low risk stuff to appear. You won't get whipped out as bad as you can if you try trading at the open. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.